And so Dindin, of course, very happy to be on his Jax. We'll be locking that one in, but not exactly the easiest matchup, especially into Zeus' Gnar. Of course, the champion that he debuted on. He's played extraordinarily well his entire career. This is going to be a roughie, I could imagine, unless Dindin manages to get the upper hand.
Well, I think a big thing is the backup from the Sejuani. You know, if you can jump on top of the mini Gnar and quickly stack up the passive, you can definitely punish in that 2v2. But, you know, I feel like Nongshim have some decent engage options, but their composition really needs to close the distance. If you end up having every setup. Oh?
Sylvie's coming down. Gumayusi could be in trouble. He tries to slink into the mist. But Sylvie's coming down. Let's see whether they can actually get on top of him. They dodge the snare. And Jiwoo, he's in range. Piercing Darkness comes down. That's the safeguard. Gumayushi's still alive. Owner as well. He's going to get hooked. And first blood goes to the Zeri. Bit of a disaster to start this one off towards the bottom side for T1, but Gumayusi does stay alive.
The bot lane.
Oh dear.
Some more.
If they can find Gumayusi here, he could just be dead. Hex Flash is going to come forward. Peter just looking to try and start this one off with an auto attack as Guma going to get lit on fire and Jiwoo just dashing around. That's the kill. And two of them onto this bottom lane. And now Colmy's going to turn up, but Bjorn's able to get a kill back onto Peter. Threaded volley just not quite in the right position as Nongshim will start up the Drake as well.
And honestly, you know, if Colmy hadn't come in, I feel like maybe Carrier could have turned that one around.
And we're going to see in live, Sylvie's dead.
Well,
territory. Thankfully, we do have Wolf standing alongside. He can let us know whether this is in fact certification. As Owner is going to turn up, Dindin could be in trouble here. He is going to manage to flash, but it's not really going to work out. As a Hyper Proc going to be enough to do it there. As Zeus, he had Mega Gnar prepared as well. So that is a nice little kill towards that top side to give this Gnar as much to top laners head towards their first items. As Weaver's Wall comes in. All right, here's Peter, here's Jiwoo, and they decide they want to get some money from Faker. Peter might die, and he will. So Faker able to trade 1-for-1 here underneath his turret when all of the goons turned up.
Yeah, and it is the Zeri who gets the kill, so definitely who Nongshim want to be picking it up. But the amount of damage that Faker didn't return there, just kind of absurd. I like the set play from Nongshim.
Oh, Dindin was thinking about leap striking onto Zeus.
Rift now is infernal.
That's true.
The
Cinders are very... And also that gives you a bit of a taste of Cloud Soul as well, which I'm okay with. His movement speed is just the greatest.
I genuinely think they could have... Oh, well, it's Ocean. But I genuinely think they could have just given the Cinders nothing. There's no stats on them. And there's just a little speed boost. And I guarantee people still would have collected them. They would still zoom around the map, picking them up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, struggling, especially 5 Void Grubs secured by T1. Definitely make it easier to take it down. But there is a 40 CS lead in the top lane.
That is pretty ridiculous. The Seismic Shove going to pull back Owner. Not going to be able to safeguard around here as there are rocks everywhere. Gumayusi should be able to come over and heal him back up again. And so Dindin just going to leave his turret for dead. This is, of course, the Dindin comfort zone. Getting crushed in lane as Jax.
Yep, and this is also the Zeus comfort zone, crushing your lane.
As Gnar. Going to be able to mitigate some of that advantage as Rift Herald going to be considered now. I don't think there's going to be too much of a contest here on the side of T1. Just going to let this one go over. A lot of vision control here for Nongshim. As they are aware of it. As you can see, there is a ward in the pit. T1 just not interested,
Even after the buffs to the driving capability, which is something, you know, I feel like
maybe
name names,
he's like
Carrier could have appreciated.
Absolutely. Although I did like his Around the World that he went for. As all right, Owner going to get the mini stun into the wall here onto Colmy, who flashes immediately. Good Seismic Shove, and Owner is just taken down. Colmy outplays it beautifully. And now Faker, he's going to have to run as fast as he can, but the Weaver's Wall is going to come through, gets the flash, and Colmy has just ticked to online mode.
Absolutely on fire, completely outplays Owner there, and then even gets the flash from Faker as well. Might be looking for more.
Yeah, and this is the bloodthirsty Peter. He turns around.
Definitely sets up for a potential play here.
And it is Ocean Soul, so it's not the most fun as far as souls are concerned. Nice little snare, but good buffer. As Peter avoids some of Faker's damage, but T1 will gain some control of the river here as there's the Weaver's Wall. Peter misses the hook, but it's still so much damage as everyone is just running over the rocks. But this fight is so broken up The Na able to grab one kill. Good fear from Faker as well as he tries to keep himself alive, but the flash from Dundun is going to be there, but it's Ona that's taking matters into his own hands. Jiwoo gonna get Q'd to the face, and it's a triple kill for this man's Lee Sin, and Zeus is looking to hunt down his lane nemesis. Not going to be able to find the house there, but T1, they will find the dragon.
And it feels like the engage from Nongshim, the concept was pretty cool, trying to cut them off with the wall, but the execution wasn't quite there, and T1 refocused first, and Zeus just kind of came in. He is
dear. That's not really what you want to see. 50 CS in the lead, and now 2-0-2. As Faker's just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll. Not very fair. Grasp with more going to come on through, but it's not going to do anything, and so we'll be able to do that. As we're fighting again. All right, Carrier going to get permafrosted. Immediately does cleanse that one off. And now we're driving the Herald. And Peter puts it straight into the turret. Nicely done, gets a little bit of value. Oh goodness, that is not the dredge line that he was looking for. Still, the rest of his team is going to be there. Really good interrupt, so he doesn't get resonating struck. And Zeus now looking to try and move his way in here. Dawning Shadow locks down Dundun. And now Zeus, he's got the Mega Gnar up and available. Won't even need it to help lock down the kill onto Sylvie. And why do I feel like this game might be over, Orcs?
Yeah, because they're going towards Baron, there's no jungle on the side of Nongshim, so I think there's a good chance it probably is there. Nongshim trying to fish for something, trying to find an angle, just not able to get enough, and then they end up overstepping. Zeus walking in just ends up being such a massive problem there. Colmy is trying to give it a go, but I don't think you have any hope here.
I don't think it's happening unless there is a little bit of a blunder. And you can see Nongshim, they're just going to try and get what they can. But look at this turret, it's so incredibly helpful over the wall. We'll know exactly what's going on. Over the base. Okay, Dundun has found a lot of friends that aren't very friendly. Oh, Colby! What a heroic play! Oh, no. Cue the Celine Dion.
It honestly looked like Colmy just came flying out of the terrain.
I got it!
Camera angle we had just appeared out of nowhere to immediately die.
Yeah.
You know, a good start for this game from Colmy. That play maybe not the one that we're looking for.
That's the first time I've seen something to rival that Alistair play, though. Just walking in front of the ace in the hole, you know, the original hero of bottom lane. Colmy doing it in the same lane, just a little bit further up. As Baron Buff's still in tow here, T1 will be able to take their first inhibitor. Might be able to find more as they push Jiwoo into the waiting arms of T1. And that's Ona that locks him down once again. Both deaths at the hands of Lee Sin. But that one was pretty hand-delivered there by Zeus. And I don't think T1 are stopping. I think they're looking to try and finish this one off as once again Peter's going to find an unfortunate hook, but Ona is going to get into that backline. Great knock-up from Carrier as well as Dundun trying to get on top of Gumayusi. And there is the permafrost to try and help this one out. And T1 will get somewhat routed here, losing Gumayusi and Ona as they go a little bit overly aggressive. So T1 going to back off for the moment. I could hear that my heart will go on.
Yeah,
the entire time.
A bit of a fail flash, but now we have a flank. They're just killing Faker. That's the game plan.
I think that is. And they may succeed. Permafrost not quite in range here as Sylvie is going to get slowed down momentarily. Dundun is probably going to die as Zeus is capable of ignoring everyone on the team, I guess. Maybe not Jiwoo, who does do a fair bit of work. And he's going to get flung around like a bit of a ragdoll, and there we go. So they lock down the Gnar. The Faker lives, I guess, this time around.
He's had this game.
Yeah, and this season as well, I think.
I think that's safe to say.
Getting a few upgrades starting to come out here. Does need to get one more level to give them to his friends.
It's also, it's a bit of an annoying situation with the anathemas.
I don't blame him. He needs all the help.
That is a true sign that lane has gone.
All right. This could also be a little bit of a worry. Is Gumayusi going to get pulled back right into the open arms of Peter's anchor? Does an anchor have arms? I guess, sort of. There's two things coming off the sides at the bottom. I guess it makes sense. Oh, Ona's on a ward here as well. As the hook is going to connect there from Peter this time around. They're trying to burst him down, but there's a lot of damage coming through. Oh my god. Okay, tries to take the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike, and there is a burst fire in his face. Oh my god, Faker's damage is absurd.
Yeah, he's kind of hit that point where he's a problem. Speaking of problems,
that's through anathemas.
Ooh. Oh, that's a Baron.
The Infinity
Baron
Force.
on Vision.
Well, that's one way to do it. Dundun is also on Vision, trying to take down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map. Looks like Nongshim are opting in for an attempted play on this as the Weaver's Wall does come down. That is Ona locking down the Baron, but can they find the team fight is the question. Oh no, Dindin dives over and delivers a bit of the ultimate to Peter, and Dindin's very much dead. Oh, Dawning Shadow, that's going to lock it down, but actually Faker had the kill in his back pocket anyway. Zeus going to be held at bay for the minute, but they got themselves the Baron. They also got themselves a kill. And now T1 are going to look to re-destroy this mid lane inhibitor.
And honestly, I think Sylvie kind of misplayed a bit there. Had an opportunity to get into the pit and didn't take it, was waiting, and as a result got kicked away from Iona. So I think there was a chance to at least open up the possibility for a steal, but it's still hard. It's hard to do against Lee Sin, hard to make the decision to go into the pit when you know T1 are very patient. Setting up Baron health, and very close one there.
And this is, like, the sieging power of Off-Way is just, it's just really not fair. It's okay, ulti comes down onto Peter, who tries to get himself to relative safe. It's not safe. There's nothing safe about it.
Wow.
If you're within a screen of this way, you are dead.
A screen? I think perhaps
two screens?
Maybe
two screens. If you're on the Rift and Faker's way is here, then you're dead.
Get back in the fountain if you want to live.
Yeah, and even then, I don't know. I don't know whether you'll be safe. As Dindin looking to try and get Zeus out of here, but that's what he's been trying to do all game, and it hasn't really been working out. They are starting a little bit of a battle. Nice grasping more there from Faker to pull them together, and these health bars are just evaporating. There goes Sylvie. That's going to be their first one. Crypt Bloom going off as the seismic shove goes completely wide. And Zeus trying to charge up the Gnar bar. He does manage to get in this, the Gnar at the same time. And in the meantime, the Nexus just explodes. T1, they'll take game number 1. And it looked like Nongshim had some of the plays, but the money was just always in the T1 back. Have you seen the Karma Melio lanes as well?
That sounds obnoxious.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very fun to play against, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that it's going to be Ona playing that. Yone, though, got Grimyushi on the Twisted Fate, and then Faker is going to be playing the Karma, something that he has played many, many times to a lot of people's chagrin in the past, when she was just another support in the mid lane. This will be a little bit more damage this time around.
So I think ultimately you have a hopefully more stable lane for Dundun. You have a very strong skill they're looking for again, but Sylvie's standing by.
Yeah, Call Me. Going to once again be put on a leash here as Threaded Volley not going to really find the target, but now Ona could be in trouble. Shattering Strike, double value there as he gets flung back into the rocks, and there's the knock-up. First blood to Sylvie, and it's elementary here for Nongshim.
Yeah, disrespectful from Ona not to flash the seismic shove there, he said, and he's back to that health already. Oh, Call Me in trouble.
He certainly is. Does have flash, is going to elect not to use it here as Faker just needs to hit a Q as the Weaver's Wall, and then he's dead. Don't know how that ever was going to work.
But you have to try, you know? You have to
give it a crack.
It's the best at that HP.
No, especially not in full vision and auto attack range of a Karma. Because her Q is quite wide. Dundun going to be a bit annoying here as Ona is just going to smite away
only
the last grub.
Only manages to be annoying and nothing really else with Ona, and does go down here. Call Me. Oh.
Okay, Sylvie is looking for Zeus. They're going to have to stand on the Soul. Zeus, I think, knows what the situation is. And there he goes. Cease and desist. Just held onto until after he had to return.
Yeah, there's just no outplay in that. Does manage to clear the wave up a bit, which is something. And it looks like T1 could go for the Dragon on the other side. So, not a total loss for their side, but...
The money is moving in favor of Nongshim, though, as we can see at the top of your screen, about 200 gold. And look at this huge wave that Zeus is not going to be able to get to. No cannon is here. And that should be plates.
It's only early on so far, so it's not that much of a factor. But you always have to think about, you know, if T1 are even, they're also getting the extra gold from the Twisted Fate passive. So you should expect them to be ahead just as a result of that alone. So the fact that Nongshim have a lead really is significant here.
Well, Peter is just trying not to give himself up, but is going to be found. Grand Entrance is going to come through. There's the Battle Dance. Is now Destiny flying into this mid lane. Call Me slowed down as the gold card is going to come through, and that means Call Me has to flash, gets himself out of the way. The newly constructed static shiv there. I feel like you do really want Leandri's, but I think that the other two are just a little bit more important. Zeus is once again going to have to flash this time. Try and get out of the way. Vault Breaker does come through, and Call Me puts a wall down and is just not going to be able to participate in this particular battle. Sylvie makes it out without dying to the turret. Is really going well.
Yeah.
For Nongshim.
It's honestly... It's going pretty solid so far. But, you know, I feel like they've been at this point before and things kind of got out of control. So it's just about maintaining this, keeping it going. We can see bot lane, TF does have a massive lead. A factor in that he's obviously up in CS, but also the extra gold you receive. So the initial die that's rolled is weighted towards 6, and the follow-up one is weighted towards 1. So it's not as much gold.
Okay. There's Godzilla Mom. She's making her way in, just trying to clear out the way.
That easy. But yeah, so TF will be getting a ton of extra gold. Obviously, the more crit you get, the more you get. But just generally, TF is supposed to be up in gold, but on top of that, having a lead is really going to become a problem later on.
Well, Sylvie is going to spot that Owner is up here trying to defend, so then a dive.
Look at the items Guma just backed for. He just got Zeal and Clear Chase Shard. It's 12 minutes, and he's only got 2 items. And Fake has Malignance. Ew.
Oh, goodness gracious. So this next fight is certainly one that T1 are going to be very strong for. I'm glad you mentioned it. Call Me, maybe not in the same spot as he flashes for the Shattering Strike, but now Sylvie in perfect position once again. Magnet Storm coming down, but not really doing too much because Faker not quite there to offer too much damage back. And Gumayusi's ghosting, trying to get in range for this Destiny as they now look for Sylvie. He's an opportunity, but the quickness does come down. Seismic Shove, just gigantic with Call Me over the wall. And there's the Vault Breaker as Owner goes back in. They're able to grab the kill on the jungle. It's a big shutdown for the Twisted Fate, but now Dundun is going to turn up. Carrier gets into position, and now it's Peter that needs to be their hero. Gumayusi goes down in the fight. Owner surviving for so incredibly long, and Peter will just catch a stray Q there from Faker. As Owner might have to go for a bit of an execute, but I think it is going to be achieved, and there he goes. Jiwoo just by himself towards his bottom lane. Down on it at the moment is 22 seconds, and he was able to use it within 4 seconds, I think, in that fight.
I mean, the thing there is he hit the Mantra Q, and then the explosion after also hit, so that's another refund. And then the W tether hit twice, which is and a couple of seconds of waiting. So, pretty obnoxious in those early skirmishes, and we do end up seeing the Dragon being picked up by T1. Don't think that's too much of an issue because Dundun doing very strongly in the side lane, and you still have the scaling Smolder.
Yeah, probably wanting to wait a little bit longer. Haven't done a stack check. Haven't actually looked at it as, okay, there's a Destiny, and Call Me is rooted in place. Still, it's a nice seismic shove onto Gumayusi. He's going to need Carrier's help to try and get out of there. Mom is going to yell a whole bunch now as Jiwoo is sneezing all over them. Flap, 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 and they help knock down the first kill. Gumayusi dead once again. Seismic shove connects. Faker is landing Q after Q after Q with these mantras, but it's just not quite enough to win them these fights. As now Carrier, he's the one running the wrong direction, and Dundun, really nice interruption there, and Carrier's really dead. I think he was going to be dead either way, but it still looked definitely cool.
And Zeus didn't even show up for the fight in that situation.
Well, he's here now. Does that make up for it? I don't know, because I think this turret is still very dead, and there it goes.
153 stacks right now on the Smolder, so definitely approaching, and the fact you're winning team fights before that point
really care about. They're like, we're going to do what we can do to win, and we don't care what we look like doing it. And it's really okay, well, this is aggressive as Mom's yelling once again. The CC kind of massive, as once again, Jiwoo just raining hell down upon them. Gumayusi will land that gold card there. Sylvie's in trouble. Faker comes around though, and I don't know whether we like it too much. Nice Mega Cone is going to connect, and Call Me, he finds Gumayusi once again, his 3rd death of the game.
You see how many control wards were in that brush? Just slammed every single one down.
We're gonna look for it right now. Decent gold advantage, still there, approaching 3,000, and they're gonna be able to stop the dragon stacking of T1. Certainly putting a lot of halt into their plans. I think actually denying that, kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
T1 do want to accelerate.
I mean, it's also, I mean, we said this game for T1 was very much about being ahead of the curve. I feel like the TF, a large part of his strength is the fact that you get so much extra gold. Oh.
All right, let's see whether Gumayusi can get it. He does. Gets himself out of there. No seismic shove in time.
Yeah.
So the Destiny not going to get interrupted.
What I'm about is the map play from T1.
Yep.
But I think Dundun being so strong really solves a lot of those problems.
Yeah, I feel like it's exactly as you say, because in the last game,
T1 have to be really cautious here.
They certainly do. Sylvie looking for a possible angle here as he gets over the wall. I don't know whether he's completely out of dodge just yet. Decides to go in. I don't know about that, but the seismic shove is amazing. Gumayusi going down extraordinarily low as Mom yells into the back line. Sylvie manages to get that kill, and now they get the knock-up onto Ona. He's underneath the turret, but I don't think that's going to matter. The Shattering Strike is decent, and my god, the damage from these Mantrid Qs. Another one connects, and Faker just demolishes him. Yeah, that... How long was that on cooldown for? Like,
it just wasn't. It just wasn't, okay? It's if mode, apparently, and I'm not gonna lie, that was probably just Baron if Faker didn't get that play. Chunks them all out, kills the Smolder there to save the day, but Nongshim, this level of aggression coming out from Sylvie, it looks like he's gonna get picked, and he just says, oh, I can buffer the stun with my ult, let's do that.
Yeah, who's picking
Let's
who?
go. Guys, you're in a Baron pit against a Karma.
And there's a twisted
Think about
fate.
it.
So they always know. They will always know. As Sylvie gonna try and get himself towards the rest of his team. Will be successful as, yes, Ona locks down the Rift Scuttler, and Nongshim, they just want out. They don't want to deal with this. Soul Point goes over to T1, and Nongshim unable to get anything off the back end of it.
And even with T1 now get mid tower as well, so Nongshim really fumbling on the back of that fight, and T1 appear to have regained that composure we typically expect from them.
It's the classic scaling karma, you know. That's just how it works out. Is the free shoes. There you go.
Yep.
Well, Peter is going to get stunned momentarily. Zeus finds an ultimate, and they just blow him up. Goodbye. Where did Peter go?
Part of the
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, I definitely need it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the rapid fire Milio combo. Look at the range!
That's just absurd. All right, they're going to go for another engage. This time onto Faker, and Mom just lights him on fire. Going to be taken down as now Dundun. I don't know whether you win this 1v1 anymore. And yes, he built that extra armor. I just don't know whether it works. Does sidestep the knockup as now Jiwoo is looking to execute them. Takes down Carrier first up, and that's the double. As that's what all these stacks give you. And now it should just be Nongshim heading towards this Baron. Is it happening again? Are they just going to do it again, just taking these games off T1?
Yeah, I guess so. This is why they banned away the Smolder in the first one. You do see Zeus moving over to try and get the soul. The TP is going to come in from Dundun. They don't want to give anything up to the side of T1. Baron secured.
Oh, Gumiushi, I don't know about this. He is just very dead. Well, never mind. He does stay alive for a bit longer. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Still, Nongshim should be able to gather themselves the dragon and deny the soul from T1. Still a little bit given on over. And
I think that goes without saying. And you're looking to use that Baron pretty effectively, trying to pressure this bot lane tower. The wave clear that T1 has, not going to be nearly as effective in the situation, so a lot of gold going to be able to be picked up, and this is already with Nongshim having a significant lead over T1.
Just going in, and they need to keep that up.
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah, possible angle here. Zona not going to get knocked back, but they just guarantee the turret.
But I like the plays that Nongshim are making. You know, they push up mid, they rotate over, they get control of the enemy jungle, and rotate to take that top tier 2. They're doing what they need to do. Oh, Peter?
Peter's ulting.
Yeah, so he doesn't find it. He's prepping the ult, because obviously one of the changes they made with Rakan was the fact that there's a lockout before you can engage.
Yeah.
So you kind of prep it, someone walks in, he gets the immediate CC. It does look silly when the window doesn't open up, but Nongshim definitely fishing.
Yeah.
If hard CC comes in, he can cleanse it, and then he can easily use the arm guard to survive like a Yone or something. And I think as long as the Smolder's alive, hard to see them losing a fight, realistically.
Trying to hurt an extraordinary amount.
They're looking, you can see they're fishing.
Yeah. Jiwoo continuing to just sneeze many times. All right, here's the angle. When's Mom coming? Oh god, okay.
Good.
Yeah, you can see Gumiushi also was looking for that gold card. He can't, like you say, engage from an extraordinary range.
Yeah, I love that Carrier has been using the W specifically to like buff the gold card range, so it's just ridiculous. And actually, Sylvie, you could be in trouble here. You have to be really careful.
And T1 are just going to walk towards this Baron. It goes down extraordinarily quickly. Teleports are coming in. And Mom is going to yell. Gumiushi taking a fair bit of damage as now Peter with the quickness running. Zeus over the wall is going to blast cone his way out. And he did buy a fair bit of space. But now Dundun is in the back line just booping and booping as now Ona has to get himself over the Weaver's wall. And T1, they keep themselves alive. Nongshim still looking for more though. Owner with the Shattering Strike, and he might fall. His health bar is extraordinarily low, but now Zeus looking for the angle. Dundun just hitting things as Jiwoo. Perfect timing on the arm guard. Call Me doing exactly the same thing, blocking the ultimate. And now Gumushi, he's going to do the same thing. Now Faker is in trouble as Dundun has got on top of him, but it's the Smolder that locks down the kill onto Gumushi. Faker goes golden to the very last second, but he's likely to fall. The Inspire Shield buying some time, and actually, with this Mantra W, he's just surviving. This is ridiculous, but it doesn't matter because he's out of the fight, and they lock down the kill onto the unit.
He's
Faker,
still going.
He is still going, and he's able to slow down Sylvie, then Mantras again, so he's immortal. And is Sylvie actually going to be able to kill him? It's, we're just not going to watch, I guess.
Ult's up now, so he just has to burst with the ultimate.
Yeah. He just has to do that.
It's that simple.
It's that simple, guys. That's how you do it. And now Faker is going to channel the back. As you can see, Nongshim, they are just winning the game right now. He's going to opt in for the teleport to make sure that he can get back to his base. And
yeah, Faker has the wave clear. Matt, get out. But I think the moment really Jiwoo stood out. Oh, we're getting a Baron play as well, but I think it's fine. But the cleanse coming out for the gold card.
All right, we're going to go straight onto live here as Gumushi going to get the stun onto Sylvie. That's high value, but the flick back onto Owner. He's going to explode as Mum flies over the top. And now Dundun, he'll be stunned up. Man, Turtle Stance giving him the most gigantic shield ever as Carrier going to get caught out by the seismic shove, but there's the Inspire Shield from Faker. He's keeping them alive. Zeus as well is burning. Carrier was also...
Look, it's not okay that he's doing such big Mantra Qs and the shields as well. He's got the most damage in the fight and the most shields.
Yep. He's just keeping them all alive all the time, but not going to be able to stop this Baron by the looks of things because Carrier is limping around the battlefield. Still, these Mantra Qs are so scary. The backline goes Zeus! Finds 3 with the ulti, and then rebinds the soul, but the result is a dead Yone and a dead Twisted Fate. I think Nongshim have done it. Faker is going to get routed, and he tried so incredibly hard this game. His karma was like no other, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Dundun is running after Carrier, who does have Mega Cone opportunity. But I don't think he runs as fast as
once
this.
Again,
there it is.
CC immune through the Mega Fire Kick, and Jiwoo. Honestly, I feel like
just flapping around, and there is the ace.
We were hoping for the Jiwoo source today, and he has delivered. I feel like he's been playing these team fights so flawlessly on the small, so patient, avoiding engage opportunities. He dodged the ult from Zeus. He was the one.
That arm guard was probably the game-winning moment there for Nongshim. Gorgeously played, and once again, they just take a game from T1.
Yep, it's just how they operate. I don't think there's any other way to really...
but it will be Poppy.
Honestly, probably a bit more of a stable pick than the Garen.
What about Vitality?
We've had one LCK game ever of Garen, and I'm going to be real, it kind of stunk.
I also, I don't know whether we're going to have another one, which is a little bit of a shame.
Is it?
I think it is, because I really like Garen.
You know, give it another 14 years.
We'll see whether he does get reworked or something.
You know, yeah, I'm sure they'll do something. Maybe they said they're going to make Runans available for melee soon, so maybe you'll be able to ult and 3 ults will come out, you know.
Whoa.
Who knows?
Or spin one of those games, like, if the loading screen's
going to be farming towards level 6. Call Me, don't die.
He's getting reminded of just how unfun it was last time around, as there is the Jaws, and he just gets solo killed.
Faker. I told him not to die. I even said.
And Faker had flashed extraordinarily early in that play. Like, he decided he was killing Call Me no matter what.
Oh, no, he decided, like, a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, I think so. As Gumushi, he's also probably dead. Does have to flash to get himself out of the way. And now Carrier is just licking Jiwoo over and over again.
That's not okay.
No, it's not. Not very fair at all. As Peter taking a fair bit of damage off the back end. And after that, after it looking like Gumushi was just dead, difficult to do anything about. Just because he gets to hit you and you can't hit him.
Yeah.
That's a flash lick. And an Abyssal Dive to come on forward as well. The Fear Tether has come on through, and Call Me is really dead. Jiwoo tries to help out as the dredge line is going to connect to the wall for Peter, but Dustbringer is down. Owner is a little bit extra speedy. Another Abyssal Dive. That's going to get the flash out this time around as Carrier might have overstepped, but there's the Faker damage flying on through the Tongue Lash. Just barely not catching the backside of the Nautilus. And Nongshim.
Dive. But you can see that just like no one on Nongshim expects a play like
Whoa,
that.
okay, Dundun and Zeus going aggressive. The all-out comes through once again. And now Dundun throws another buckler. He needs to get onto the shield. Well, he doesn't really. Oh, the flash forward! He finds the Q, and it's a solo kill for Dundun. Now he'll take a victory lap and head into the death chamber, but the damage has been done.
I just can't understand this player. Game 1, he just gets absolutely massacred. Game 2, he has a really solid game, mostly with help from Sylvie, though, to be fair. But Game 3, he just solo kills Zeus like nothing. On Cassante as well, this champion we think of as being immovable. Well, the only thing that's immovable here is Dundun's mental.
Absolutely, and that has always been the case. But I was not expecting a solo kill, I tell you that much. Drake now going to be secured here by Nongshim. And there will be some grubs going over to Ona. He has 2 kills as well, having been able to pick up the lockdown of Dundun. Because he can have that game number 1 and it just looks terrible as, okay, we've got a cease and desist coming through onto Faker here as Sylvie tanks the turret for way too long. He's just dead and it's another 1-for-1.
You know, this feels like a bit of deja vu.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you need 4 people, but actually last time they brought 4 people and someone died then as well, yeah.
So one of Wei's abilities, you know, you can put this little field down that when you walk in range. Oh.
Yeah, you can see Zeus opting in for it one more time. Steadfast presence, pretty powerful. And Zeus is going to realize that that's not going to work out. As okay, Sylvie gets a bit of a jump scare. Blocked, not able to get over the wall. Feared and dead. Faker's Way is now 3-1. Redded, not getting the... Okay, never mind. Here is the cease and desist into the flick back. And can Faker get a kill this time? The answer is no. This time, yep. Beautifully done. Chance of corruption here towards the bottom side of the map is now Carrier going to have to flash. Gets out of the way there. Faker's very low as Colmy just eats the ultimate. Dawning Shadow does keep Faker alive. Also boded it ill for that jungle matchup.
Having the Hexblade and having the 80 kills, so you have ultimate hunter stacks, you're going to have access to that ult really frequently.
But you can see T1 also playing aggressively. Not going to find the Chains of Corruption, but it doesn't matter. The center just explodes. Ona tries to get into the backline, but Peter's there with the dredge line, and Chiwu is just raining arrows down onto T1. They're in the equalizers, the flash forward, the seismic shove, and Peter's landing hooks all over the place. Nongshim, they crush them.
Oh, Nongshim just the best team in the LCK?
I think they might be the best team in the world.
They look so cracked there. Honestly, so well played. Okay, Jiwa missed the ult. That's the only mistake. I'll give that one. But everything else, they look for the engage. They get on the right targets, and the peel comes in. Everyone doing exactly as they needed to do. And a 4-for-0 into a Dragon take, and then flashes to get a triple knock-up.
That's so sick. Anyway, Dundun and Zeus are now fighting as he just stands there. Steadfast presence says absolutely not. You are going nowhere, and the Dawning Shadow doesn't do enough.
It was just a stand-up, both of them just kind of posturing, and the puppy won.
And now another hook is going to land, and is it happening? I think it's just happening. Carrier thought that he was going aggressive, but instead he was going to his grave. Oh, never mind. He's Tom Kench. He just eats the grey health, and he should be all right. Ona going to try and get himself out of there. Speaking of getting out of there. Yeah, and he actually took the arrow. Just didn't do quite enough damage. And okay, there's Paranoia, and now we're back to T1 finding themselves some picks. Although Sylvie kind of here, but maybe he is just more food, as he does have to flash, get out of the way. Vault Breaker as well to
they still have a
slight gold lead.
Oh,
and Peter pressed R. That was cool. And Abyssal Dive going to come on through here. So Peter doesn't have flash. He's going to get gobbled up and spat at towards the turret. Does find himself a hook. And Jiwoo, just not enough damage to actually do too much there, as the health actually is going to go back. The shield is gone onto Carrier, and Jiwoo just stands his ground, able to fire back. And now Weaver's Wall to come in. Oh, he's actually interrupted. Still, the turret is going to go down, but not before Faker gets in here. Gets the flash out from Jiwoo there. I think if he was caught by those jaws, he was dead.
And, yeah, after the last game that they showed in the space, where,
bit of a hook connecting here. Gets knocked up as well as the Paranoia comes in. Good flash from Carrier to make the overcommit happen, as Cease and Desist is going to be spell shielded by Ona beautifully. And now Zeus, he's looking for an all-out angle. Let's see if he can find one there as he pulls in the Poppy. And I don't think that Dundun's going to be able to survive. Well, he will survive for a very long time, but he is still dead. And that kill goes over to Gumayushi. T1, they find their pick, and they even out the gold.
Yep, Komi wasn't there, did have the ult, but opted just to get some pressure on the tower. Not sure if the ult was actually available at the start of that fight.
I imagine Dundun was calling pretty early on, like, I will sacrifice myself, just save yourselves. As Abyssal Dive is going to land onto Jiwoo, taking a lot of damage there as well. Devour going to be used aggressively. Ona taken down extraordinarily low as, oh, he's spat out on top of the Nocturne, and he's able to get the arrow off, but still it's a double kill for Faker. Colney is now trying to find the seismic shove, but he won't get a good hook from Peter though, but Carrier, can he stay alive? Yes, he can, because he's Tom Kench. He's practically immortal. And the Tongue Lash going to get the stun onto Peter as now Dundun, he's back in the battle, but there are just not enough teammates to keep him alive.
Yeah, we can't do replays. There's fights every 2 seconds.
Yeah, we really can't, as there's the Despair connecting, but it's not going to be the end. In the picture-in-picture, guys, the replay is the thing that we saw before. And Colney, not going to be enough as Faker just going to paint it.
7 kills now on this way.
901. 901 was the game. 900, it was almost the game, and he almost did it by himself. But now, 901. I mean, this post-900 games Faker is pretty good.
He's turned over the sentry, and he's like, you know, new sentry.
Quite nicely as Sylvie playing very far up, much as he likes to do. And Faker just takes a Hex Gate and just walks at him. Yeah, he has been in side lanes a lot. He's accrued a 40 CS event. Oh, the fear comes in, and Sylvie, the unending despair, he flashes into the brush, will survive from, oh my goodness, very close to his fall. And his Dawning Shadow snipes him! No vision, no problem, and Gumayushi is going to get rid of the jungler, and that should mean 2 dragons apiece.
I think that might have been the Horizon focus vision.
Oh, true.
I mean, I'm not sure it was available right at the end, but I think it gave enough vision that he knew where Sylvie had started recalling or close to it.
All right, Faker gonna find the jaws onto Jiwoo, and there he goes. Ona launches underneath the turret and does not care about it. A Devour comes through onto Dundun. Carrier, I don't think, liked the taste of that, and is going to move himself back. Dundun pretty tanky right now, but Colney running out of health bar. And now Peter looks for the hook angle, doesn't quite get it, and look at Faker. He's just standing back, raining hell down on Nongshim. There's the snipe. This champion is not okay, Ox. He just isn't. A hook is going to connect. It looks great from Peter, but I think he might just be dead. There's the double, the flash lick from Carrier. And that is the turret falling down as well. Sylvie not going to be able to do anything, and even gets knocked up here as more... Of course, Faker has another ability for him. And he will be taken down. That's a kill going over to Zeus. And T1, they wipe Nongshim off the map, and they're looking for Baron.
On the back of Faker. No other way to spin it.
Nope.
Game 2, he was on form the Karma, but it wasn't enough. Game 3, he's on the way. He's the one scaling up to be a monster, and he has just completely dominated Ono Jiwoo.
Oh, doesn't find the Q, but there's the all-out. And Jiwoo does have flash. He's just going to get back to farming underneath the turret. He's like, leave me alone, please.
You don't.
Oh. Black and white, like in grayscale.
As I said.
All right, I guess you just kill him. That's how you do it. You will die though, and Faker gets his 10th of the game. Sylvie's also in trouble. This might be 11, as he's down extraordinarily low. There it is, 11 kills. And T1, with their Baron in tow, are looking to try and break open the base. Where even was Faker throughout most of that? I feel like I know he was over mine. Balanced, it's fine. As Ona does go in very aggressively, and then Faker auto-attacks the Varus and he dies. Yeah.
Yeah, and now, you know, I wouldn't have thought they'd be able to end, but I'm honestly not sure with how strong Faker is. They could just siege the towers. They're not going to up to do it, though. They're going to back away.
Yeah, and I feel
like when we had the double support item, Senna, we saw a lot less stacks in return for more farm, more levels.
Oh, is this the target you're looking for? Well, it doesn't really matter because Peter's going to hook it anyway.
Oh, they got through the shield. Okay.
Oh, nailed it.
They actually killed the Rukan shield.
Whoa, they almost did like 800 damage.
Yeah, it's going to be down for another 15 seconds actually, so that's a window.
Oh no, they almost did 400 damage. Never mind. I take it all back. Dundun is also relatively tanky. But he's laning one-on-one against a Tom Kench.
They're going to start again.
Oh dear. Yes, Zeus is basically immortal. I think that's just how it is. He's able to dash himself out of the way. He'll be all right as Peter is just tanking damage. Faker is just launching missiles, and there is just no response. They can't do anything about it. Dawning Shadow flies in. That's going to be the Q back. All out from Zeus. He's getting underneath this turret. Look at the damage! And T1, they do not allow Nongshim to win Game 3s. Yes, a casual Game 2 here and there. But Game 3, this is T1 territory. They're going to set to work on these Nexus turrets. And they now have their eyes set towards the telecom war that's going to be coming up on Saturday. This one, I mean, there were some moments. And honestly, Nongshim had a great early game, but it was all T1 from about 15 minutes onwards, and it was just all Faker.
Yep. I mean,
this guy's way's too good.
A couple of fights in succession, but it felt like Game 2, Game 3, both games